So we're at 64 degrees. And we got 1 ounce of fuel inside the stove. This is a double-walled jet because of the way you screw the top in. And I've got just a few drops of fuel out here in the pre-burn thing here. So we're going to light this up and get her going and see how long it takes to there it goes. I have to watch this thing. It doesn't want to start every time I push the button, but see how long it takes to get 2 cups of water to a boil. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. See, those jets took off really quick. The jets have a really nice pattern to them. They start off a little slow because it has to heat up the aluminum. And once the aluminum's hot, they start going really fast. Can we see the timer in this fashion? Let me change that just a little bit for you guys. I think I may have bumped it. There we go, now you can see the timer as well. And you saw the jets kind of drop down there after the pre-light. I think I may have had just a little, not enough in the pre-light chamber to get that hot enough off the bat. So now it's kind of dependent on the jets to heat it up, which is what it's doing now. It's starting to heat up. And as it heats up here, that flame pattern will grow there. And as I mentioned, there's 2 ways to use the stove. This is the double-walled fashion with the jets, and there's another way to use it, which I'll show in another video. And we'll do a test comparison between both of them to see which ones work better. Now I've been doing a couple videos of what I would call ultralight stoves. I had about, 7 or 8 videos of ultralight stoves, and just kind of going in with the theme that Tinny was doing with his Elite, and Hiram was doing with some of his ultralight stoves that he came up with. And they definitely have a place out there, the ultralight stoves. But they are not indestructible, and they need to be stored appropriately. This stove, I wouldn't call it indestructible, but Jared does a video where he places his truck on top of the stove and doesn't even phase the stove. So this is definitely one of your super sturdy, going to be around for the rest of your life type stoves that you'll hand down to your kids because there's nothing going to happen to it. It's just that sturdy. This thing is solid. I'd say it's a brick, but it's more solid than a brick, I'd say. So I wanted to show you this, and this, I'll see if I can get it in the picture here with the light shining all over it. There we go. You can kind of see that. That's the top engraving that Jarrett did for me, and he said he's going to sell these stoves, and he's going to offer the engraving, and the engraving on the bottom is what I'm referring to, the Digitizer 101. He's going to do the other engraving on all of his stoves, but the engraving on the bottom there was just for me, and he said he's going to offer that on his stove at a slight additional cost. So this method of cooking with the stove set up in this fashion is a slow cook. You don't have to boil real quick. We're almost at 11 minutes here. It looks like we'll probably hit about 11 minutes-ish. And that was 60 degrees water, and you're trying to bring it up to 212. And this is just a slow cook. You're going to make coffee or something like that, and you don't want to bring it to a boil real quick. So you can see that took 11 minutes, 15 seconds to get to 212 degrees. Alright, I'm going to run the same test. After I mentioned that, I noticed that two of the burners were actually clogged with something. I took my
pipe cleaner and just pushed it in there and popped it clean real quick. So I just want to run this test again. I need to reset my time though. It's at 65, which is I think where we started the last one. We can double check that, but I think it's almost exactly where we started the last one. Okay, so she's counting away. Just going to run this through real quick. I might show you parts of it, not all of it. It's the same exact test we did last time, but I have all the jets cleaned out now, so that should improve the burn time. And this does get really hot just to get it started, and once it's started and all the primer tray has burned off, it comes down to a very low simmer type burn, which is what I think you're looking for. So alright, I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I don't think you can see. Yeah, I'm going to actually lower the camera down a little bit because you can't see the flame pattern underneath of it here, so there we go. That's a little better picture of the flame pattern. And I'm going to check and see if all my jets are burning this time. Got my last pot of stuff still sitting over here. I got a fresh pot. Yeah, all my jets are burning now. So I'll do another time here. I'm not going to show you the whole video, but I'll do another time here and see what kind of time it takes to bring 65 degrees of water to a boil. Get a lot of drips off the back because that water is so cold and turning hot so fast. So, but none of them are dripping on the stove. So clearing the jet out did improve the time a little bit. That is 8 minutes and 40 seconds, and we're almost to boil. The last one I did had a extensive boil of 10 minutes, and I had a couple jets that were clogged. So once I cleared the jets out, I think it may have just been packing material that was still in there. So once I cleared those jets out, I am now getting a decent time of 9 minutes. And that's going off. My beeper's not going off. But 9 minutes is a very good time for a slow boil. We'll do the other version in just a second here, but a little better than the last one anyway with all the jets cleared out.